good evening. So let me explain how you would set up the name servers as per our new requirements. The reason for this change is because we have been changing IP addresses frequently, and we discovered that CNAME records cannot allow the root record to have this thing. A CNAME record, as most domain providers don't allow the root record to be CNAME. So because of that, we can't put IP address in your root record. That's why we have to make another solution available, which is name servers. So let me show you how you do it on Ghost. This is the dashboard. This is the sidebar. Domains, my domains. You log into your Ghost dashboard. Come down to the my domain section. See here, and I've opened one. GoVTU. So you click here and then manage name servers. So now you can see once the page is open, you see probably your domain can be in the default name server. You have to enable the custom name servers. Then you set the two Vtuportal name servers, ns1.vtuportal.ng, ns2.vtuportal.ng. Then you change. As you save it. This is what you have to do. Simply. Let's see what happens. So once you save the name server, it takes up to 24 hours to get propagated. So as you can see now, it says changes saved successfully. So this is just what you have to do. Then you also have to go and configure the setting within vtuportal.ng. But for the sake of easy understanding, let me also show you what it looks like on Go54, because it's still the same Ghost. You can either set it on ghost.com or Go54. Either one, you can log in with the same Ghost details both on Go54 and Go. Some customers prefer Go54, so let me explain what it will look like on Go54 also. So I have logged into the same account on Go54. If you look at the sidebar, you see domain and my domains. It's almost similar to Ghost. So domain, my domains. Once you click on my domains, you should see your domain name. Then manage domain. Manage domain. So once the manage domain page is opened, at least you should see the name server settings directly. Go54 or custom, you have to select the custom, then configure the ns1 and ns2.vtuportal.ng. These are the addresses you have to put. Then update name servers. So it's still the same thing. Either you set it on Ghost or you set it on Go54, it's still updating the same name server record. So you save it. It can take up to 24 hours for the name servers to be set properly. So now that you've done this, let me now show you what you will need to do in vtuportal.ng to complete this setup. So this is the Vtuportal account. Now you can see the domain name tiwatobi.com.ng. This is just an example. We set govtu.ng, so it will still be your account domain name. So the domain name you configure there is what will show here. This is just for example, just for showing you an example. That's why I logged into this tiwatobi account. So you see this account. Once you've logged into your dashboard, you now scroll down to website settings, name server config. So click on this. Then you can see please configure name servers to reflect our name servers, ns1 and ns2. So once you've done that, you first of all click here, configure records. It can take up to 30 minutes. So I'll pause the video now to wait for that time for the team to configure the records. Once the records have been configured, the only way to know is if you load your website. That link I showed you when I logged into Vtuportal, I'll load it to test if the site is active. Then once the site is active, it means that the record have been set. If the site is not active, it means either it just simply means that the name servers have not propagated. But Immediately you set up your name server, you come and configure the records immediately. Because if you don't configure the records and you set name server still would not work well. That's something I learned recently. So please, once you've set the name server NS1 and NS2.Vtuportal records on your name servers, you log into Vtuportal, then you configure this. Okay, once you configure it and you try loading, if it doesn't tell you, okay, let me show you an example. Okay, take a look at this example now. You see, I attempted to load the tiwatobi.com.ng. That's after I've set up the name servers. Now the thing is saying error connection refused. It means that the name servers of this domain have not yet propagated. That's the simple meaning. So there's no code for alarm. Just have to wait a few more hours for the record to propagate well. So you just keep loading and loading your site. You keep loading, keep loading. Just after 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, eventually it would propagate. So let me show you what it will look like after it has propagated. This is a similar example. You just see errors that your site have not been loaded well. So let me show you what you see when it has propagated. You may see something like this. This is the default server landing page. Just at least once you see something like this, means that okay, your site is now, it has been propagated to our IP address. Our systems have picked it up and set up the IP address for you, but we have not yet configured your website. But at least it has now linked successfully to our servers at the backend. That's the simple meaning. At least it's loading something. That means our servers is responding well. So you will now continue to the next step. Don't forget, please, this propagation can take a long time. It's not fast. Once you set up a new name server like that, it's not fast. It takes a while. You might be lucky that your site will not shut down at all. You will not see any error. It's just change the IP address and you see this direct. So within a few minutes you set up your site. While some other people, the moment they set up the change the name server, the old site goes off until the name server propagates completely. So let me show you what you need to do now. The second step you need to take to complete this setup, this thing. Can you see now? It is now saying your records have been configured. Please wait for your name servers to get propagated. That means the button to configure has disappeared now, meaning that the thing have configured well. So since you already seen the page, that default landing page of the server, you now come here to click on fix SSL issue. That's the next thing you have to do. Fix SSL issue. It can take some minutes. So I'll wait for 5 minutes again. I'll pause the video, wait for 5 minutes, and then show you what happens after we click on the fix SSL issue button. So this is it here. Once the SSL listen have been fixed, what the SSL button does is it removes that default landing page and then links it to your sites and configures your full settings and everything on your website. So can you see now the website is that same Tiwatobi something is now active and the site is now online. So that's just the simple steps you need to take to set up your, to link your name servers with Vtuportal. So the reason for this is, in case of the future when we change our IP addresses, we don't have to shut down any site anymore. Once we are done with IP addresses, or once we've added more servers or removed some servers or anything that relates to backend systems, we don't have to disturb any webmaster for anything anymore. We'll just process it for everybody directly, not for manual IP config. Alright, thank you very much and have a nice day.